Good morning, Adventure Nation. As most of you guys will know, we like to go off the beating path, and today is one of those days. This is the motorhome experiment. Okay, last night we used our harvest host privileges and we pulled into the Gulf Coast Gator farm, and today we're going to go out on the boats and we're going to do a swamp tour, and then we're probably also going to go back, wander around and hang out with the gators a little bit. This should be fun.
I need to watch Paul.
All right, so before we go out on the boats, we're gonna come out here and we're gonna find an alligator, and Lori's gonna feed it. Look at that. That is crazy. Yeah, see that one, seeing that one out in the wild, if we'd been on that path the other day and saw that one, it might have been a little bit horrifying. I bet if I tossed you in there, they'd enjoy you much more than the food you're giving them.
No, I'm not their type of diet.
Wow, that's a lot of gators. Okay, so inside the store you can buy special food that you can feed the gators. These things are incredible looking. And here's what it looks like. Oh, these ones right here, Lori. You can't go because the big guy's there. Wow. Excuse you. Okay, now the one Lori's going to hold is about 400 pounds, and
you're going to hold him underneath his arms.
Okay.
And on his tail. Just like that.
Wow, you're cold, dude.
Their body temperature will be the same as at the body of water that they're living in.
Oh, okay.
So if the body of water is 70 degrees, their body temperature will be 70 degrees.
I never thought I'd see the day when you were holding an alligator.
Can I take it home?
I don't think Ozzy will play well with him, or he won't play well with Ozzy, one of the two.
How old is this one?
About 2 to 3 years old.
2 to 3 years old. See? Now you want to take one home, isn't it?
Yeah, like I said, I just don't think he'll play well with Ozzy.
They can become buddies.
They're just so cool. So what's the longest, the biggest gator you guys have here?
The longest alligator is 14'1". The heaviest gator we have is about 1,200 pounds, and he's 13'5".
Oh, so, wow.
But yeah, we have gators ranging anywhere from almost a foot long. They're not on display right now because of cold weather.
Right.
Then all the way up to 14'1" being our longest one that we have.
Very cool. And how old do they normally get?
In captivity, they can live over 100 years of age.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Out in the wild, 45 to 65 is average.
Obviously prehistoric looking and very scary looking at the same time. Not so scary when they're this size, but
about 60 to 80 pounds of pressure biting down already.
Is that right?
Size, yeah.
So yeah, that's why tape can hold the mouth shut, right? So very little pressure can hold the mouth shut, but a lot of clamping.
Clamping, yes. If you had one bite you, even at this size and lockjaw, it'd be impossible for anybody here to try to grab with their hands and actually open it. You'd have to use a little tiny pry bar or something like that to be able to get in there and pry the mouth open enough to pull your finger out or whatever. That crazy. Big guy over there, that 14, or even big boy in the back, those big fat pieces right behind their neck, those are jaw muscles. That's just straight jaw muscles. And that size back there and this size over here would have close to anywhere from 4,000 to 4,500 pounds of pressure biting down.
That is crazy.
So,
but you can just literally with your hand hold it shut?
When they get that size, it's almost impossible to get your hand around the jaws. They're so thick. Now, every alligator is different. I've been on the back of alligators where you can hold it closed with one hand with 2 fingers, with one hand by itself. Then I've been on some you got to hold with 2 hands and give it everything you got. You know, so they're all different, just like.
Oh, okay. So that's a myth I heard then, that you could just hold the mouth shut. And
no, you can. You can, but every alligator is different.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we won't be testing that anytime in this trip.
I hope not.
Dude, that is awesome. That is really cool. Okay, we've done wandering around the gator farm. Now we're gonna go out and take one of these airboats and do a swamp tour. All right, you guys know I love anything with a motor. Check this bad boy out. How cool is that?
Alright, now other than that, the only rules on the boat, when the boat's moving and running, I ask for everybody to stay seated. There will be plenty enough times where I'll shut it down. At that point, you can stand up, walk around the boat, take pictures, go for a swim, whatever you guys want to do.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome,
I
you're
think
gonna be
I'll
swimming
swim.
today?
Yeah.
I'll
Alright, other than that, let's go out there and try to have some fun.
Sweet.
Is this everybody's first time on an airboat ride?
Yeah.
Alright, good. Mine too.
Yeah. Okay, as you guys know, Lori and I are TV illiterates. We don't watch much TV, but we understand that Andy here, you guys might be familiar with him from the show Gator Boys, right?
Gator boys.
So Andy was our captain today on our swamp tour. It was awesome. So if you could tell people just a little bit about Gulf Coast swamp tours or Gulf Coast Airboat boat. I always
Gulf
murder
Coast
the names.
Gator Ranch and Airboat tours.
There you go. So now you got it right. You guys know I'm horrible at that stuff.
Yeah, we have alligators on display here. We want to run a wildlife program, an educational program, do walk-in tours where they can just come and look at the alligators, or do airboat rides and walk-in tours. You get both for the bang of one price. But yeah, the airboat rides, it's a fun boat ride, that's for sure.
What I want to do is have, because some people freak out whenever they see like animals in captivity. They freak out.
And that's me.
And
Actually,
that's
me because
and
I'm
that's
an
Lori.
animal lover, so I don't like to see animals in captivity. But this was pretty neat.
So I thought it was really cool, the explanation of why you can't do that. So if you could do that just in a nutshell,
What's that?
why you
release 'em?
can't just
Yeah,
why
release
can't you
it.
capture that? You found it at Grandma May's house and you just
Well, because
throw it back in the water.
because Grandma May has been feeding that alligator, and it's a nuisance alligator, which means he has no fear of people. And no matter what, that alligator will find its way back to that location for more food. And if not, they might find little Jimmy down the road fishing at and washing his hands in the water. The gator can't tell the difference between a hand and a hot dog. So
Right.
he's going to grab a hold of whatever he can. You know, it makes it a very dangerous animal around people.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it actually allows the gator to continue its life. It can't be let back into the wild because it's going to go out and harm other people. So a facility like this brings them in, allows them to continue to live. They feed them, they care for them, this particular facility is really pretty cool. We had a great time out there, a lot of fun. So you guys should check it out. Thanks, Andy.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it, bud.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. He's still mad at me. That's okay.
Ozzy, you can't come out here because you'll get eaten by an alligator. Once again, I just want to thank Pam and Andy and the entire gang here at Gulf Coast Gator Farm and Tours. They were awesome, allowed us to stay here overnight and gave us a great tour today. And we learned a bunch of really cool stuff about not only gators and crocodiles here, but South Florida as well, where Andy's from. So we might talk about that in a little while, but just, again, a lot of misinformation because you guys watch too much TV. Watch YouTube. You get more information here.
And if you're curious about the harvest hose and what it is, maybe you just heard it for the first time, we will tell you in a second what it's about.
All right, we're rolling out of the Gulf Coast Gator Ranch and Tours. I think I finally got that right.
It's because the sign is there. Here,
oh, wait, I read the sign, yeah. That was pretty fun. A little bit noisy because of the highway, staying there, but not bad. Once you close your eyes, it wasn't too bad.
There's also a train track, but it was after what? After 9, they stopped passing?
Yeah. Yeah, the train stopped after a while. We learned about the cypress knees, they call them?
Yes.
And cypress knees look like trees that have been broken off, but they're actually the root system of the tree sticking up out of the ground. And that's how the trees that live in the water get their oxygen, by having those root systems pop up out of the water. Learned something new today. I learned a couple of things today.
But I'm sure that a lot of you are not familiar with harvest hose. So can you tell them what harvest hose is?
Yeah, so the harvest hose program, again, is $44 a year, I think is what we paid. And it's a list of places across the country, wineries, factories, museums, gator ranches, farms, strawberry stands, businesses that will allow you to overnight at their property absolutely free. Now, obviously, you should go in and spend a little cash, patronize that place. It's what they're hoping that you do. And so, if you need wine, stay at a winery. If you need fruits and vegetables, stay at a farm. If you want to go see gators, stay at the Gulf Coast Gator Ranch. And it's really a cool program. We wanted to do something like that anyways. We wanted to do a swamp tour, and in the Mississippi, Louisiana area, we found that they were here. Boom, 2 birds with 1 stone, done deal. So Harvest Hose is pretty cool program. We are now heading down to a place that I've never seen anybody go, but I'm thinking it's pretty cool, so, or we think it's gonna be pretty cool. We did have someone, and folks, if I don't remember who suggested a certain place, please don't get upset with me. I have a hard time remembering how I even got up this morning. But someone had suggested Fort Gaines, and I can't remember the other one, but it's just down the road here, so we're gonna pop down there and check it out, and I'll get you the name of the other one here in just a minute. But it's out on Dauphine Island, and looks like a pretty cool spot. I missed the sign, but welcome to Sweet Home, Alabama. It's crazy, we were in Texas for what, 2 months? And then we crossed into Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama within a couple of days. Or woke up in Louisiana, went to sleep in Mississippi, and then just crossed into Alabama. Boom, 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 done. This little area or town is called Bayou La Batre, and as is typical around here, a huge drawbridge.
I think the clearance is okay.
I think clearance will be all right, yeah. And I think weight will be all right. Wow.
Shrimp boat. Where's where Forrest Gump buys his shrimp boat?
I don't know that. So I have proof positive that Lorena is a voodoo queen. I had just mentioned that little town of Bayou La Batre. We drove over the bridge there, all the shrimp boats on each side, and you guys couldn't see the shrimp boats, but there were shrimp boats on each side. And Lorena says, I wonder where Forrest Gump bought his boat in the movie Forrest Gump. So we Google it quick, and what does it say? It says he bought his boat and was here in Bayou La Batre, and the Hurricane Carmen hit, wiping out all the other shrimp boats leaving just him, allowing him to build an empire. Who are you, Lorena?
I know. That was very...
Who are you?
random.
It was so random. That's crazy. That was just weird. So yes, Bayou La Batterie is where Forrest Gump became the famous shrimp boater that he was. Well, if it was real life, if it wasn't just a movie, it's where he became in the movie, obviously. So, welcome to Dauphin Island. All right, we are out on Dauphin Island. Might be Dauphin Island, but I've seen it spell with an E on the end, Dauphin, which again is probably the French influence. So Dauphin Island and Fort Gaines. Don't know if we're gonna go inside yet, but we probably will.
See, this makes me think when I was a little girl and you read the storybooks, and that's inside like the palace, and you have to cross the bridge, and in the water there's a dragon.
It's a moat.
A moat?
It's called a moat, yeah.
They look alike, I guess.
When I see that, it reminds me of Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Everybody their own memories, I guess.
This is pretty slick. Wow, this is pretty cool.
It is very cool. I wasn't expecting this. I thought it was gonna be, I don't know, just the
More
shell.
disrepair.
Yeah.
Well, let's check it out. Of course we have to go down there, Lorena.
Tiny and dark. And
Yeah, it's tiny and dark.
just up our island. Like, this is what we do. See, small for me.
Yeah, it's gonna be really tight for me. So, holy smokes! Yeah, definitely not the safest thing. Where is that going? Oh yeah,
To the outside.
to the window down there. All right, cool.
Oh wow.
There we go. Oh, see? We were going to miss this entire room. See, and Lori was going to have us miss this entire room. This is pretty cool. Is that like a place back in here where they put probably... Wow. Very, very well restored. Oh, holy smokes. So you can go through there, yeah. And all the way down the hallway out into the main area, but that's not what we're going to do. We're going to go back up. Come on, let's go back up this way. Here.
So sandy.
And slippery.
If I slip and fall, I will sue you, Paul.
You're not gonna sue me.
For bad advice.
If I got sued for every time I gave you bad advice, I'd be really broke.
The opposite, like if you will get money or a penny every time.
Yeah.
You say, how cool is that?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
So this setup is pretty progressive for its day. The cannon's mounted on this turret, and then these wheels are mounted on almost like a train track. And if they wanted to turn this cannon to point in a different direction, they would just have to push on it, and it would rotate the cannon to fire in whatever direction they want. So really an ingenious way of doing that. And I've seen this at other forts as well, so good stuff. When we were in the Bahamas, absolutely. And this is the view they would have of Mobile Bay from here. And again, this was to prevent people from cruising up in the ships up into Mobile. Are you gonna crawl in there?
No, you are.
I am?
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna have to hold on to this. Oh wow, this room's pretty cool. I don't know if we're supposed to be in here or not, but this is kind of neat down here. Here, check this out. So this is down under one of the cannons. Awesome. All right. Now I gotta get back out of here. Lori, are you there?
No, already left.
She didn't want to crawl around here with me. Ugh. All right. I'm coming out. So let's say, you know, you were here at your cannon and a bunch of RVers came in that you didn't really want here, and they were parked. You could just fire your cannon right at them at close range. Get rid of all the RVers. What? No? You don't believe that story?
I like RVers, so I'm okay with them.
All right. All RVers? So this is actually an explanation of what these rooms are. That room that I crawled into on the other side obviously just filled up with sand. So it's Bastion magazine, so for holding the powder shells and shots and stuff. Really cool room.
Dangling. Just like the composting toilet.
Mm-hmm. So this was the latrine. So back in the day then, when they were using that latrine, the bay must have had a lot of brown sharks. Okay, so we just left Fort Gaines and we're on Dauphine Island. This is 193, so US 193, you can come south out of Mobile and come down onto Dauphine Island. Beautiful out here, just really beautiful. Fort Gaines was awesome. You can take a ferry from here across to Gulf Shores on the other side, and it's just a short ferry ride across. Of course, this big behemoth will not fit on the ferry. Now, I could barely understand the kid there, had that Southern Cajun accent, and I'm not sure whether it was length or whether it was the tow dolly. He said that we didn't have enough clearance. We've got more than enough clearance to do a lot of stuff. If a car can go up on there and clear, we should be able to. But it might be the length between the axles that makes when you go up over the top, that might be the problem. I don't know, I wasn't gonna argue with him. But definitely if you come down here in a larger rig, you're probably not gonna be able to go across that ferry. Cars, things like that, no problem. Cars, pickup trucks and stuff like that. I didn't see a single like truck with trailer, truck towing a boat. I didn't see any of that stuff on that ferry. On the couple that we did see taken off. So,
but there's RV campgrounds here, so you can set a campground.
Oh yeah.
Just take the car or bicycle, ferry to the other side, see the other fort if you want to.
That you could do. That you could do. Yeah, they look like a really nice campground here, so you could do that. Just stay overnight and do it that way. So we're gonna have to drive up and around Mobile Bay through Mobile, Alabama, and then back down to Gulf Shores. And we want to stay along the ocean. It's what we like to do. Onward and upward. Mobile, Alabama, here we come. We are now rolling through the little town of Robertsdale. Actually, it's a pretty decent sized town. Oh, check that thing out on the right, that lime green truck. I think we're in Foley, Alabama. All right, so we're rolling into Gulf Shores, Alabama. We're really close to the Alabama-Florida border. That looked like a cool RV park down there along the river.
RV park, yes. Cool. Doesn't look good.
No, very reminiscent of coastal Florida. And obviously we're right along the Gulf Coast, so. But the Mobile area, Alabama, has looked really cool. So this is where we're gonna try and find a spot for the night. This is gonna be just a quick overnight, so we're just gonna find some place to flat top for the night. And most likely, according to Miss Lorena, it's gonna be our trusty Walmart. Yeah, Gulf Shores, Alabama is a very, very touristy looking place. Your typical beach town, t-shirt shops, mini golf, seafood, surf shops.
I think you forgot to mention surf shops.
Surf shops, t-shirt factories, souvenirs. Wow. Yeah, it's got your obligatory shark mouth entrances on the t-shirt shops. As happens sometimes, I did not close out today's video, so I'm gonna do that here now. Hopefully you'll keep up to date on all of our adventures by subscribing to the channel. Sometimes you'll find places that you want to visit, other times you'll find places that you absolutely want to avoid. Thanks again for watching. It would be great if you also liked the video. Take care, gang. We'll see you again soon. Bye now.